Hello and welcome to the Roundabout Podcast. This is episode 35. My name is Austin Suddeth. With me today, I have Michael Levine, Hunter Brittle, and Tyler McClellan. Hello, gentlemen.
Happy Sunday.
Greetings. How's it going?
Tyler, you said you had a follow-up for us.
Yes. So if you remember, we were talking about a certain cheating scandal in the Olympics, and that somehow branched out into the, let's say, activities that tend to go on in the Olympic Village. And some of you may have heard this, but I saw this. It wasn't long after that podcast. I felt like I had to share. So apparently, in the Olympic Village, they ran through 10,000 condoms in 3 days.
Yep, I saw that report as well. And I would say that's a failure on Italy's part because the previous Winter Olympics, if reports are to be believed, had 300,000.
That's a lot.
Seriously. Yeah.
Like if you're gonna have those kind of numbers. Granted, I'll give them this. There were two different sites for the Olympics this year. We had, there were several hundred miles in between Milan and Cortina. So I can understand having less because, you're only gonna have a limited amount of athletes in each area, but still 10,000 versus previous numbers of 300,000.
I don't think it's that uncommon for it to be spread out.
Really? No. What?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you got to think they don't usually have mountains for alpine skiing and all that right next to where they're going to put the rinks for hockey. And yeah, I mean, they're definitely pretty spread apart, generally speaking. Most Olympics are winter and summer.
What? No.
Where were the Olympics last time? Were the Winter Olympics?
Beijing.
I was just looking. Was it Beijing?
Yeah. I also feel like they really dropped the ball then because, granted, I've never been to Beijing and it may be a beautiful romantic place, but Italy is widely known as one of the most romantic places on earth, right? Like, you feel like the numbers are going to be a little higher there.
Yeah. So I have Summer Olympic numbers here. I'm not finding quick search. I'm not finding Winter Olympic numbers. But Paris in 2004 had 300,000, and Rio in 2016 had 450,000.
Oh my God.
That seems made up.
The Tokyo 2021 games was 150,000.
I would be curious to know how many of those were still left over in the wrappers. Like they just had that many prepared, but like they were fully out, meaning got used 10,000 in 3 days. The Winter Olympics are a 2-week process.
Sounds like a good time, I guess.
I mean, you can't expect anything other than this. Like you get athletes in peak physical condition. They train their entire lives for this moment. Peak physical condition. Hormones are at their maximum, and you stick them all in a crowded area. What the hell did you think was going to happen?
Most of them are late teens, early 20s, too.
Exactly. They're college-age kids for the most part.
But either way, we were talking about it, and it kind of went down how popular they in the village. And so when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I've got to let them know about that. But I assumed some of you may have seen it. But that's still, those are some crazy numbers. Maybe even more impressive than some of the stuff that went on in the actual Olympics themselves.
It is one of those things that like you read and I'm wondering, like it is kind of one of those things like how in depth is the reporting? Is it like how accurate is it? Because you think 10,000, I think they said there was like 2,900 athletes. So that's total athletes. So you roughly cut that in half and that's how many males there are. And so just thinking about that from a logistics standpoint, no way those are all being used for its intended purposes.
I do see that it is partly due to some athletes taking them as souvenirs, allegedly.
Right.
But even so, you're not taking 20.
I was going to say, you're not going to inflate that number that much.
Two.
Well, and right. I think where the number comes from when they say they were out or they had, is that because they basically give them out for free. They're in the little stores where they can go get food and stuff. They had boxes of them to just grab. And after 3 days, they were completely out within the locations they had them stored at. so they had to get more. But again, I'm sure there was plenty of cocky, arrogant 18-year-old athletes that were like grabbing 40, like, yeah, I'm gonna need all these this week. You know what I mean? So I'm sure there was
maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure there was definitely a handful of people that just grabbed an unnecessary amount. And again, like you say, you think 2,900 athletes, if each of them took 2 or 3 as souvenirs just because it's a condom with the Olympic logo on it, I would take one too. That does add up pretty quickly. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's other reasons for it, but still, I don't think there's any way to say, and especially if Michael's numbers are right about the Summer Olympics being in the hundreds.
I'm seeing it reported in
thousands.
multiple places.
Yeah, so I mean, that's an
And I've heard this come
ungodly
up at
number.
other games about the number that get used.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, like, I remember it being talked about in the Paris games, and they had 300,000. So there's no way 10,000 was going to be sufficient.
Right.
Especially not in Italy of all places.
I'm pretty sure they were thinking, like, if they are used for intended purposes, 10,000 is still more than needed. Like, I get it. Like Brittle said, you got the right
I don't know,
people, the right time of their lives, the right physique, the right hormones. Even still, that would be like one of them having sex 17 times a day. Not
No, it's not. That's not
possible.
even close to the right numbers. Dude.
Yeah, no. If
Run the actual math. So, all right. So let's say just for numbers, right? 10,000 condoms, and let's say every one of the 2,900 people take one as a souvenir.
Uh-huh.
Right? That leaves 7,100 condoms.
Uh-huh.
Now, based on your math, dividing that by 1,500, because that's how, roughly half is the number of males. That's only basically rounded up 5 times
Yes, that is
in 2
for
weeks.
10,000. You're looking at like
Yeah, that's what
300,000, 450,000.
Oh, I thought that's what. Sorry, I thought that's what you were talking about.
Yeah,
was
and I realized halfway through it that I didn't point it to that.
Well, and I think the Summer Olympics have a whole lot more athletes than the Winter Olympics too.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the winter
No, yeah,
Olympics.
I set it up that way. You're right, but yeah.
I think that, to Tyler's point, the Summer Olympics do traditionally have significantly more athletes as well.
Yeah, but still, like that much
So
more.
2024 Paris Games had approximately 10,000 athletes. So that's almost 4
Good
times more.
gosh.
10,714 is the number they give.
I didn't realize that number was that high. Good Lord.
Okay, but
You got to
still,
think there's
like,
a lot more teams and
So say
Yeah.
you
And
have
it lasts a-
10,000,
and it
though,
lasts a little longer.
300,000 for 10,000. 300,000 for 10,000? 30 per person? That's still a lot.
Over
And-
the
well,
course
but
of
how
what,
long did the
3
Summer Olympics last?
for
3
the
weeks?
summer?
2 weeks,
It's like 3 or 4
weeks.
weeks, something like that.
I think it's
I'm
2
looking this up, too.
weeks. Yep, now I need to look this up.
I thought it was minimum 3.
Hi, chat. We have no idea what we're talking about.
16 to 17 days, which is less than I thought. But even so, I mean, that's 2 a days. I'm sure some of them boys are out there getting it.
2 a day, yeah. 2 days reasonable. Not trying to toot my own horn, but thinking back then, like, yeah, 3 or 4 times a day back then.
Well, but you think then.
Perfectly reasonable.
Well, if we're
5
we're
times
doing
a
the
day?
same math,
That's a lot of time to
Okay,
dedicate
well,
to this.
let's
I
do
think
this.
Tyler's spot on, though. I think you've just proven his point.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times a day
So
across 10,000 athletes.
But you're also competing some of those days.
no, okay,
Some of
listen.
those days you're training. Some of
But
those
you're not
days
training
you're doing.
18 hours a day.
Well, let's
No,
let's
really, bro?
assume.
Dad, I got that. But it's
Listen,
not
man.
like you're just sitting there with free time.
I
between
don't know about
competing.
you and how long it takes you to have sex, but it sure don't take that long for me.
Well, listen.
Well,
though.
that's because you're just having sex. I make love. There's a difference.
Hold on, 2 a day times 20 days divided by is 40 over the course of the Olympics, right? Multiply that by 5,000, which is half of the 10,000 athletes. So assuming males are about half, that's 200,000.
Huh.
You're also
Granted, assuming that everyone,
And I would also-
every single one of them is doing it.
but I would assume there are a lot more than are not that are doing it more than twice a day.
Well, and I would also say I would guess this is not restricted only to athlete and athlete pairings.
Got to
right?
think there's
could
for every
be-
athlete, there's probably a coach or a team member or a crew guy
Or just people you meet in the location.
Yeah.
Fans.
Right.
Are they
You know,
allowed to
residents.
go into the areas where competitors are?
I'm sure if
No, but
invited
I
by
bet
a
competitors are
competitor.
allowed to leave.
That's true too.
Yep.
I have comfortably proven to myself that 300 is an understandable number. 300,000 is an understandable number.
What's the cost for that? Like, how much does that cost the Olympic
How
Committee?
much does the Olympics
I don't
spend on
know.
condoms? What a fun question.
I was going to say anymore. It might be donated because it's great marketing.
Right?
You never see any condom advertisements on the Olympic broadcast, though. I'll tell you that.
You don't, but you see all the different brands and the generic image that every media outlet in the world uses to talk about it.
Costs are usually covered by sponsorships, not direct event spending. So, boo. We don't get a number on
Bang.
that.
There you go. Look at the big brain on Michael.
Look at the big brain on Mike.
Hit 5 big booms for Mike.
Boom! 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 Boom!
I'm glad he
It'd be a
followed
lot
through.
funnier
with
if his mic didn't.
it. Yeah, if they weren't
Right.
peeking after the second one, yeah. But I appreciate that he committed to it.
Hey, you
Yeah,
said
he
5.
committed hard.
I went to 5. I've got 5 little blurbs on my recording thing right here, so
I heard the M of the 5th one.
I'm just too loud.
So why did they go so low this year, though? If we're talking 300,000 at the Summer Olympics, why only 10? Like 150 seems normal.
Because
if we're
there's
talking
less
about
athletes, and there's 2 locations.
Well, I think from what I read that was just the initial shipment. There was always another shipment planned. They just didn't expect to run out so quickly. The issue was that they didn't think they would need another shipment within 3 days.
That's fair.
I think that was the mistake.
There are, and by the way, Brittle, for Milano Cortina, there are officially 6 Olympic villages. There's one in Milan, one in Cortina, one in Livigno, one in Bormio, one in Predazzo, and one in Anterselva. Antos is in parentheses. So there's actually 6 of them. That's surprising.
I want to know whose call it was to make this into 2, like make it into 2 different places. Like I thought that was one of the coolest things about the Olympics, especially the Winter Olympics, like the facilities and stuff that has to go into that, and you just cram it all into one city. But they spread it out and made it boring.
Well, that's the way a lot of it's going, right? I mean, World Cups already do that,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're about to have a World Cup spread across a continent, essentially.
Yeah.
We'll have games all across the U.S. and Canada. So, the only thing lacking is Mexico, basically, and they would have just called it the North America Games instead of the U.S.
Right.
So,
or the U.S. Cup.
Brittle, to your point, apparently this is not unusual, and to basically what Michael's saying, this is not unusual. This is just the first time that 2 cities have officially been considered the host.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
so I actually
Tokyo
looked it up.
used multiple cities in Japan.
Yeah, Paris was spread across 3 municipalities.
Okay. I know that I was looking at tickets to the LA games in 2028, and apparently there's some stuff that's happening out in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Like, and I think this is part of what they learned as far as like when you do try to have a single city host all the events, it becomes a financial nightmare. Like I don't know if y'all know this, but historically, I don't know if it's still happening, but historically, when a city hosted the Olympic Games, they went bankrupt within 5 years.
I think that's happened a lot with the World Cup as well.
Yeah, because the cost is so significant. And then there's no continued investment or no continued return on the investment after the Olympics leave. And it's not a break even. So I think they've kind of learned that, okay, well, if we don't spend the money to build all the facilities we need in one location and we spread it out, it's less of a financial burden.
That's fair.
And I think they all fall
that.
into the same trap of assuming that if they get this massive influx of money, they'll be able to manage it and make it work. And then they don't.
Oh, that's what you hear all the time. Oh, it's mismanagement. That's the only reason it happens. It's mismanagement. I don't believe every city ever to host the Olympics or World Cup is mismanaged.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just not it's just not a financially sound plan to like build all these hyper specialized venues and then you get 3 weeks of revenue out of them, and then it's like, well, now what? And like some have done a decent job of transitioning them into a different type of venue, a different way of earning money, whether it's then like, opening up to people and like becoming a curling venue or, something like that. But it just doesn't, most of them can't and don't because you don't need 30,000 seats around a recreational curling venue.
I don't care. Build me a build me a bobsled track in the Smoky Mountains.
I'd go.
Oh, heck yeah. They have alpine slides.
What's an alpine slide?
You ever been on an alpine? Oh, you've never been on an alpine slide?
Can't say that I have. Or maybe I do, and I just don't know it by that name. Elaborate, please.
I mean, it's like basically giant. It's like summertime bobsled. Like you get on this little sled and you go down a giant slide, like
Almost like a
playground
roller
slide
coaster, but not really. The mix between a slide and a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster. If you do it wrong, you go over the edge and get hurt. But
Brittle, you remember
Yeah,
those things you used to ride on in PE that if you messed up and put your hand under it'd roll over your fingers?
Oh, yes. Very much so. So do my
Picture
fingers.
that on a big concrete slide going down a mountain
That sounds awesome.
with a brake. Sometimes with
Why
a
isn't
brake.
that an Olympic event?
I'd be down to watch it.
there's a picture of an alpine slide.
Okay. I've seen that before. Yes. Why isn't that an Olympic event? Why do I
It
have
is
to live
in the winter?
Why do I have to live in one of 4 cities in America to know how to bobsled or luge or skeleton?
Well, the first mistake you made was picking one of the flattest places on Earth.
Yeah. Florida
That was
get a lot of
your
that.
first mistake.
Can't really bobsled in the swamp.
And follow up to that, you're also literally below sea level at most points of it.
I'm not saying there should be one in Florida. I'm saying why aren't there more of them?
I would bet there's more than you think.
There are. They're called alpine slides. And there's quite a
Fair
few
enough.
of them throughout the country.
Listen, if the Jamaicans can figure out how to bobsled, you can figure out
Seriously.
how to luge.
Figure it out, Brittle.
Figure it out.
I don't want any excuses.
Well, you start by practicing by pushing a Volkswagen Beetle. That's what John Candy told me. And then you get an ice cream van and you put yourself in the freezer part to acclimate to the cold. And then I don't remember what else they did for training there.
I still maintain I could be good at bobsled or luge or skeleton. I could.
For those that don't know,
No, if no one knows
those that
what
don't
I
know,
am
Austin's
referencing, no, dude, you leave them in the dark.
go watch the movie. The movie Cool Runnings. We talked about it a little while back. A fantastic movie, and you should go watch it because it is a great movie.
It is a wonderful movie.
I didn't realize John Candy was in that.
He was a coach.
Not only a great
God,
movie,
now
great
that I was about to
story
say
in
it, I forgot his name.
Oh,
Irv.
you can do it.
Yeah, I was about to say
Irv.
Irv Blitzer.
Irv Blitzer. Yeah.
Irv.
Great movie. One of my all-time favorites.
So much fun. Yeah, that's a good one. And did you see the Jamaican team like leaned into it?
Oh, I bet
They had like
did.
an Airbnb. They had like an Airbnb sponsor video that they did on social, and they like leaned into it in the sponsor video. It was really funny. It was good. Like it was kind of cool.
Well, my final Olympic point will be, and we can be done talking about the Olympics and their nighttime activities after this, but would be that the U.S. dethroned Canada today. The U.S. hockey team are Olympic gold medalists. And again, it's just the second time in a row, or second week in a row I've done this. I know we're not supposed to talk about current events, and I'm sorry, Michael, but it is worth mentioning. Brittle and myself and some other guys got on at 8 o'clock this morning and watched that game, and it was worth every second of it.
It was a amazing event to behold, and I think the best part that comes out of that is that you had mayors and governors across both America and Canada lifting alcohol sales bans on Sunday mornings so that people could go to bars and enjoy the game. That is the true spirit of the Olympics. If nothing else, it's not blowing through 10,000 condoms in 10 days. It's drinking at 6 a.m.
So I have a buddy to even go a step further with that. I have a buddy who I play some video games with that lives on the west coast of Canada, and local bars all around that side of Canada were opening up at 4 o'clock in the morning and starting to serve alcohol at 4 o'clock in the morning because the game started at 5 a.m. there.
Absolutely diabolical behavior, but we
Imagine
love to
taking some
see it,
tequila shots at 5 a.m.
right?
Not
Like,
from being
good
awake the
gosh.
previous night either.
I think I would like have to really like get in to any sort of, I don't know, I don't want to say spirit, but awakeness at that point. Like just give me some alcohol so I can just get past where I should be sleeping right now.
Yeah,
You've heard of the puking rally. Now get ready for the snoozing rally.
snooze and rally.
Give me an espresso martini and follow it up with a Four Loko, and I'll be good to go.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would get up early to watch a game. I don't know if I could start drinking that early
No, that's very early.
I had 2 beers last night, and I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm good for a while. I've had my alcohol for the month."
Michael said it's time for bed.
I have officially pre-gamed for U.S. versus Canada gold medal match tomorrow.
Yeah. We went to a chili cook-off at a friend's house, and like I had a couple beers while I was there, and and then I got home, and I was like, "Okay, no, that was great.
That's
I'm done
appropriate.
drinking for another month."
That's appropriate chili cook-off
Yeah.
behavior. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, there was, there were certainly people drinking a lot more than I was. It's just like, I don't know, man. I don't do the drinking much anymore. I'll have a little bit on Friday nights when we do our streams. Yeah, I don't know. It's not as fun as it used to be. Maybe it's because I have kids now, and I know it doesn't matter. The baby's going to be awake between 5 and 6 a.m. Doesn't matter how much I drink, so it's just easier to not.
it is inevitable.
right.
Did you try multiple chilies? Because I've never been to a chili cook-off, but I've always wanted to go to one.
So the dirty secret of it is I actually don't really like chili that much.
What?
And my wife doesn't like chili at all. So we went just to hang out and have friends. We didn't. Neither one of us actually ate any chili.
Unbelievable. Wasted opportunity.
Well, I will say I was coming off a bit of a stomach bug that started kind of Friday night. So my stomach wasn't really like, I wasn't ready to test it, But like I said, I'm not really that big into chili anyway. And yeah, my wife doesn't eat it at all. The kids, I mean, I can't get the big kid to eat anything other than chicken nuggets half the time. So he definitely wasn't going to have any. So yeah, we just went to have friends, hang out, see other adults for once.
What's that like?
It was fun. We hadn't all got together since I think it was like October or something like that. So it was good.
Bertle, you said you had a this week.
I did, and then I looked at it further and realized that I got by an AI headline. So I will openly admit that, and then we will move on and not.
Oh my lord!
I got
The
got.
AI. Shane's not
got
here
me.
to bring the AI in. Why? It still works its way in. AI.
It got me. I'm sorry.
Well,
So disappointing. Did you watch, or I guess you didn't necessarily watch live, but did you go look up any of the Florida Man games and at least have a recap ready for us?
I
That's in
did
your neck
not.
of the woods this weekend.
I did not. I had to work late last night. It was a full day of work, and I did not get any opportunity to do any further research into the Florida Man games. I can try and look up a quick recap here if I can.
can you answer or figure out like how naked Rampage is for me?
I would assume naked, but I guess we'll find out here
Does-
if I can get some.
Does Florida have public nudity laws?
I don't know.
Probably like a lot of others, if it's not with a sexual intent, it can be gotten away with, especially at an event that is intended, like it is well publicized that it is going to be naked and it's on private property.
I don't know if it's well publicized. They have an event called Naked Rampage, just like they have something called Taser Tag, and I don't know if anyone actually got tased.
Well, but I'm saying like it's in the name. It's on private. It's in an event on private property. So I think it's probably different than just like walking down the street.
What do we have to do to get the Florida Games in an establishment as big as an Olympic Center?
Get Mr. Beast involved.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll send him an email.
Yeah, coordinate with Cletus McFarland and Mr. Beast.
Somebody with some financial backing.
What if I
Yeah.
message Elon Musk? Hey, Elon, I know you've had some really bad political affiliations here recently. I know a way to win the people over. I'm gonna need you to invest here in the Florida Games.
I mean, I think he'd do it. Problem is, if it gets too big, you'd have actual athletes and people taking it too seriously. Takes all the fun out of it.
No, that's the thing. I think the way these games are designed, no matter how serious you get with it, it's still going to be a good time. Because I want to see 50 dudes trying to be serious if they are actually butt naked doing whatever you do in the Naked Rampage.
I, for the life of me, cannot find a recap or results or anything. Even their
That's
Facebook
what I'm trying to
page
find stuff
didn't-
too, and there's
didn't
really
post
not a whole
anything.
lot. Like it's
There's
like all
a-
the coverage stopped after they started. Stop.
There's an
Like,
article from the Orlando Sentinel, but I have to pay money to read it, and I don't want to do that.
Did McFarland not post anything about it?
I would have thought that would be one of the things, but no, not that I'm seeing.
Maybe that's a rule.
Hmm.
You're not allowed to post anything like what happens at the Florida Man Games stays at the Florida Man Games.
That could be. You know,
Then
that's
they should- Then they
understandable.
should have it in Vegas,
Right. And Florida man is the man to follow those guidelines.
right? It's probably all the journalists are probably just drunk,
True. They lost all of their notes.
right? Haven't sobered up enough to start figuring out what to write.
Oh,
Yeah, really and truly, there's not a whole lot of like. There's a bunch of people like posting pictures at it, but not a whole lot in the way of like clips or anything.
I think they have an event where you have to have a minimum blood alcohol level in order to compete.
I don't even think they have
I'm
to
sure,
clarify it out
yeah.
there. Just assumed.
Yeah, I think they're probably more worried about a maximum blood alcohol content.
Oh, a maximum is you're dead. I think the maximum is 1.
No, there's probably
0, 0.
there's probably some liability. They're like,
If
know,
you
hey,
die from alcohol poisoning, it is not the result of the Florida Man Games or Florida Man Games Incorporated.
There's
You
got to
sign
be
a
an
waiver.
insurance
This one-
policy attached to this.
No, sign a waiver. You're good.
if you die, it's on you.
You can't
Yeah.
sue us. It's literally just the entire paper.
Yeah, I can't find anything here.
Well, maybe if they get their coverage out and drum up some more hype, it'd be a bigger event.
Maybe.
Get the
I'm
city
sure
of
it's a
Miami
well-run
to
event.
host it like an Olympic game, and there's your coverage. You don't need a facility yet. 'Cause I don't think any of these things need a facility to take place. I think it's all
I
out
was
in
gonna
the
say-
wild by nature.
From the pictures, it looked like it was happening in like a stockyard or something.
Yeah.
That checks out.
So
Yeah.
I think you
yeah,
can make it
that
work.
sounds about right.
Or the nearest Taco Bell parking lot. Ooh, maybe Taco Bell will sponsor it.
So I do see a post from a police department that said their officers shined in the evading police contest portion, where not a single contestant got away from their officers.
Ooh.
Which department?
They sent the
Please, for the
athletes.
love of God, tell me it was Polk County.
No, it says DRPD, but when I click on the account, it doesn't show anything.
The Dominican Republic sent in their police officers.
Right? Like,
Maybe.
No wonder Florida didn't get away.
Where were the games at?
Bradenton. I'm not as familiar with the county.
Well, next year we'll need to get you into the Florida Man games.
Yeah, we'll see if my
Next year we
schedule
gotta
can allow
compete.
that. Oh, God.
Well, yeah, okay.
We got time.
We're gonna
We can
we're gonna
get
have to
the
get
window.
a lot more popular. But they're looking for influencers. We're gonna have to get a lot more popular.
Well, what influencers? Because clearly they didn't post anything or influence this at all.
That is true.
I don't know, man. If you look at the list of the captains and everything, it was all influencers.
And yet,
Oh, it's the
minimal
It's
coverage.
the Bradenton Beach Police Department. I don't know why DRPD is their like tag, but unless that, yeah, either way, Bradenton Beach.
Do Realist Police Department.
The clips from these look awesome. It looks like they're holding an urn. Or no, it's a cat. It's a cat. It's a catalytic converter.
Is that an urn? Oh, wait, no, it's a catalytic converter.
Oh, wait,
They're
no.
carrying a cat trying to run away from cops in like full uniform. God, what a great state.
Listen, man, you practice how you compete.
I missed this. They had a new event, the bullwhips and bad decisions.
That's a sex thing.
I was going to say, that's titled
Yeah,
my
I
sex
was
tape.
about to say, I think that happened in the Olympic
It's a-
Village.
They added BDSM.
It's in a
to the
caged
Florida games.
octagon.
A caged
Oh my
octagon. It
Sounds
okay.
like just the pain games.
does.
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, if we think we can compete, then by all means. But I would settle for just going to watch.
Put it on the company credit card.
Yeah, put it on the Amex.
They had a we don't have an Amex. They had a tattoo artist there to do free Team Florida Man Games logos as tattoos.
Now that's
Free
quality.
tattoos is crazy.
They don't do that for
That
the
is-
Olympics. They only give out free condoms.
You can get a mugshot wall. A
Oh,
mugshot
honey, how much did I
photo.
drink last night? I don't know. Check your right ass cheek.
It's just tally marks. Kept going back for more.
I think we need to try and make plans to go visit.
I will start acquiring more furniture.
Yes, please do.
If it was anywhere but Florida, I could say they could have a summer and a winter version, but
I don't know, man. It snowed at my work in Crystal River a couple weeks ago.
Quote unquote snowed.
It did snow. Snow was falling from the sky. That is the
Snow fell from
definition
the
of
ground.
snow.
Did not stay
It
at
did-
all on the ground, but it was there in the
It didn't
sky.
accumulate.
Okay, but you still. no matter what on the weather, they still call it snow, whether or not it sticks or not, right?
He does have
I'm
a
with
point.
you.
It
I
did
live in
snow.
Texas. It's the same thing here. We see white fluffy stuff falling in. We shut down the state. So I get it.
Took a foot of snow here for us to shut down.
It's funny because before we started this podcast, I was playing a game with a buddy of mine who lives in Boston, and they're going through a blizzard right now and expecting 15 inches.
Yeah, I just saw that. I had no idea that was going on up there.
He's like, I'm calling into work tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw it could be a historic level a blizzard.
There's
That's
some more
crazy.
winter storms coming in on the western portion of North Carolina right now.
Yeah, we got a little cold today. It's going to a low of 32 in the middle of the night, but it'll be 58 during the day tomorrow. So, we're freezing over here.
I see we've reached the meteorologist part of the podcast. We just devolved into talking to the weather.
Right.
Like,
I keep waiting on Austin to start his story.
Oh, you want me to go?
yes,
Oh,
Austin,
I kept
please
thinking
go.
we were getting there, but
right?
Right.
Like it just kept going, and then we started talking about the weather. I was like, okay, we're like 4 old ladies on a porch now. Like,
I feel like that sometimes. I wish I could be an old lady on a porch just knitting something while drinking a mimosa.
that is a vibe.
pretty vibey, doesn't it?
It
Right.
does, right? All right. Well,
Storm must be rolling in. My knees starting to hurt.
y'all brought this on yourselves. I have had a long issue with the inequality of men's clothing. As many people know, I am not ashamed of what I wear. I proudly sport a kilt. Not any other person I know wears one. I got one person in my life to pick up a kilt, and then they thanked me for it. So I am obviously a man of many cultures and tastes when it comes to clothing. And a backstory on why I got that kilt. When me and my wife were early married, we didn't have a lot of clothes in our house at the time. I think it was part of us moving our houses together. And at one point, I didn't have like any clean clothes. They were all dirty. And my wife jokingly said, you could put this on, and gave me one of her like lounge dresses. And y'all know me. I have no shame. And I was like, didn't even second thought it. Put it on. One of the most comfortable things I have put on my body. And that got me into the whole idea of like, man, our skirt's really that comfortable. And I can get away with this by getting a kilt. And it is insanely comfortable. But to take it a step further, I've had this conversation with my wife now. Why are all the quote unquote sexy underwear targeted specifically to gay men? Why is there no sexy underwear for straight males? It doesn't exist. I've looked it up. Until my wife found some. There's a brand called Next Form that for some reason only sells on TikTok Shop, or that's the only place we could find it, that is a lace underwear for straight men. And I got some. And they are by far one of the most comfortable pair of underwear I have ever worn. And now I am 100% on the bandwagon that men have been suppressed with comfortable clothing and sexy clothing, and it pisses me off.
Well, so much for my search history today. We've already looked up condom statistics, so
I really
Might
missed
as well
5
get
minutes
searched.
ago when I didn't know all that.
yeah. I have to say, I mean, props to you for being confident and comfortable no matter what you wear, and I truly wish I could say the same. I don't think you would catch me dead in some lace underwear.
Well, I've got to ask Austin, what's the cut? Like, what is the cut of the underwear? Are they like boxer briefs? Like, what's the cut of the lace?
It's cut like a brief. So it's not like a lacy thong. Because that's the thing. If you go and look up like men's sexy underwear, it's all like lace thongs. And it's all geared toward like the gay community. Which is understandable. That's kind of been there. But I'm like, I looked it up, and it's like another side part of this whole thing.
Before you
Go on.
Before you move on, though, what makes it geared towards the gay community versus just males in general? Like, what makes them for gay men, right? Like, what is it?
Right.
Is it something that like your wife didn't find attractive, but a gay man would? Like, what's the difference?
I mean, and I'm no clothing expert, so I can't really speak to it other than what I have observed. A lot of it would be like very akin to a feminine set of garments. So like a lace thong that would go for a woman, just slightly altered to include a package. So it's not like so variations. Like you could see it on a woman that it's geared towards a woman's body. It just has a little bit extra for a dick and balls. And so
It's
like,
more
it's not,
female clothing adapted for men.
right?
Yeah, okay. So I guess that's why I was asking. Like, did you show your wife these, and she was like, "No, I don't like those."
The lace underwear that she bought me.
No. The other ones, the ones that
Actually,
are,
yeah,
like,
Michael's asking good questions now. Hold on.
like I'm just legitimately curious. Like, if it's like, even if it's a feminine cut, right? Like, does that mean that a woman isn't into, like, wouldn't be into them on you? Or
yeah,
did you and your wife look at these and she go, "No, I'm not into that," and that's kind of part of the, like, I guess I'm just trying to understand, like, yeah, I get it might be a thong cut, but that I wouldn't necessarily say that then automatically makes them not attractive to women.
true.
I would think, but I don't know. I've not.
Well, and
I've
I
not
think
done
what,
research.
and I'm trying to speak like broad sense, because obviously there's so many different people. Everyone has different tastes. So there are clearly people that would be into that. I'm kind of speaking on like a general census to where it would be like a manufacturer would make something targeted for this audience. Because that's the thing, is like not most of the people who manufacture them, you can tell that it's like meant for a good example, MeUndies, big well-known brand.
Yep.
Every Valentine's Day, because this is actually kind of what sparked this, last year, they put out their like Valentine's Day underwear, and one of them it was for like a lace underwear for men, and all of like the verbiage and stuff was talking about like him and him. So like they actually had the package that you could buy like a duo pack, and they called it the him and him package, and then the him and her package was like a standard set of boxer briefs with like a woman's set of underwear. So I mean, like it.
Now, I
the
do have to wonder
targets-
how much of that is market research and them realizing that there just isn't not any market, but not enough of a sustainable market to market it that way.
Well, and that's the
They're
thing.
like,
It's
yes,
fashion.
we're making least.
Like it's American
well, yeah.
fashion. We as Americans and the fashion that we have put out there have kind of geared it that way. Like we haven't geared the idea of men having sexy clothes. Like that's not a thing. If you look up a man's sexy clothes, it's a suit. It's a well-tailored suit. And I mean, I've heard it time and time again. Like a well-tailored suit is like lingerie for a woman. And I'm like, that to me is not equality. Because that means I got to go spend $450 minimum for what you're saying that you could go buy probably $25 at the local.
No, I think that just means your standards for women's lingerie is low. There is plenty of lingerie out there that is
I didn't say
$450 as well.
I didn't say that it couldn't get up there. I'm saying I have to minimally spend that for a well-tailored suit. She can go minimally spend $25 and it'd get the same effect. I know some can get up there. I'm just saying the quality behind it ain't there. And so
I'm saying your standards are too low. I think you should be holding her to the same standard of having to go get $400
Fitted lingerie.
I will
Right,
not
yeah.
do that because I want her to actually wear it more. So she can go buy the $25 and she can have several sets of those and she can wear it a lot more than the once or twice that she gets to wear the $450 before I rip it off of her.
Well said.
I'm just saying that there is a huge inequality of what is considered sexy for men and women, that I feel like sexy clothes is only truly designed for women in a sense of less clothing. Because obviously, like,
Because the male body is not sexy.
Well,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
so.
element.
All right, I'm gonna thank you for bringing that up. because everything I looked at, you can go look at forum after forum after forum, and like people will compare it. Like, what is the equivalent of red lipstick and high heels for a man? There is none. Like, it doesn't exist. Like, there is no consensus. Everyone has their
Sunburn
opinions.
and calluses.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. And like the whole because I went down this rabbit hole of like what is like sexy underwear for a man, and everyone was like a lot of women would post on like Reddit specifically is where I looked at a lot of forum based stuff. I did look at a couple of like journals and things saying, hey, you could try this. I'm like, that doesn't give me an answer. But like a lot of people would say that it would be like, oh, I found this very specific brand of underwear look good on my husband. And it's just like, okay, but you're just saying boxer briefs. Like this set of boxer briefs worked for him versus like a style of underwear looks good on him and women find it attractive.
Well, I think part of what you're getting at is it goes deeper than what people are wearing, right? It like Michael was saying, or you, I think, were saying too. It's almost the standard we've set, but it goes even further than that. Then the standard is based on a general. Obviously, it's not the same for everybody, and mating is again the wrong word here, but partner selection, right? Generally speaking, it is expected that the man is going to kind of notice a woman, and generally they're going to be the first to approach. Not always, I know, and especially more now it's much different and there is more level playing field to those things, but generally speaking, in like a traditional sense, the man is going to make the first move to a woman, right? So therefore it's more like you say, the red lipstick and the heels. The appearance side of it for a woman is a bigger part of it, while the confidence, the demeanor, the personality of a man is going to be more of more of where the attraction lies for a woman. Again, that is very generalized. It's not the same for everybody. Everybody's different. But I think that's why you'll have those guys who will go to a bar with messy hair, a white t-shirt and jeans and pick up more girls. And again, I feel like we're going down a weird road here, but pick up more ladies than somebody who spent an hour fixing their hair, wearing their nicest shirt, putting on a $300 bottle of cologne, wearing their Yeezy. You know what I mean? You see what I'm getting at here? It's not as much a physical attraction, I don't think, as it is in how they act, and so to me, I think you have to account for that side of it.
Look, man, I just want to look cute. All right. And
I think you
the fashion
do.
industry won't let me.
Austin, you look cute however you decide that you look cute. That's the lesson to take away from this, is that you should be confident however you feel confident.
My wife to look at me, and even though I know she loves me, to be like, he looks cute.
Does she?
Well, I think this is how the conversation's
We're not
going to
getting
go.
into that. You're not my therapist.
She's going to say,
She is.
your wife's going to say, you wearing the lace under that kilt? And you're going to say, I ain't wearing nothing under this kilt. That's really what's going to get her.
Well, and I won't go, like, I'm not going to get into the full details. Like, obviously, like the
We appreciate
underwear
that.
itself is very comfortable and it is attractive to her. And so it is kind of one of those things that, like, okay, I can see where it is one of those things that it's just, it hasn't really been, like I said, a fashion. I mean, it feels like a fashion taboo to say that. Like, obviously, like I said it and all of y'all were kind of like, because it's not like Tyler said, it's not a standard. It's not something we have like geared towards being okay. That it is a lot of the clothing options for a man is like what we as the American society would consider masculine. Whereas there are like other countries, other ethnicities, other, just ideas out there that would kind of look at a lot of what we would say is a standard here in America and be like, that's not great looking. And so, I mean, it is just kind of one of those, it is a very cultural for our area that you would have to go elsewhere to kind of like expand that idea. And so my whole thing is like, it's more of like the American system has a very distinct masculine view of what a man should and should not wear. and looking attractive is really not the goal for men.
I was just say my discomfort with it wasn't the looks. It just doesn't sound comfortable because I don't like any sort of restriction. Like I'm 100% a boxers person.
No, I do
Dude,
prefer
I'm boxer
briefs.
Like
briefs.
true boxers, not boxer briefs. True boxers. I respect the hell
True
out
boxers.
of that. I do.
I do like briefs. I will say.
I've been a brief guy since high school.
And that's part of why I asked, what is the cut? Because if they made like a lace boxer, sure, I'll give it a go. Why not, right? But the fact when you said it was briefs, I'm like, yeah, I'm out. Like nothing about that is comfortable to me. Like I find it to be really irritating. So I'm not in on it, you know? Now, I will say if my wife was like, hey, I found these and I'd really like you to wear them, different story, right? Like I'll go out of my way to be uncomfortable for her if it's truly something she was into. But I'm pretty sure it's not. So it's not something I would just wear on my own.
Yeah, the one thing I found about them that was actually like very surprising, they are phenomenal to work out in. Having that much airflow, so cool down
I
there.
could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But that's my
I'm not
take
the,
on.
I'm not the shape of guy that works out very often.
I walk at my desk with a treadmill, an underdesk treadmill. So walking in a tight space, you can get swampy down there real quickly. And having those, it's like, oh, I'm breezy. Like I don't feel like I need to go change myself now.
Yeah, that's why I like boxers. It just everything breathes better. I don't feel restricted.
Yeah, I don't like. I can respect them. They're just not for me. I gotta have some support.
I used to wear boxers, and then I was told specifically those aren't attractive. You should wear briefs. I was like, oh, okay. So then I stopped. But I used to wear boxers because this was back when I worked on aircraft. You're right, Michael. Nice and breezy. I got some airflow up in there. Made the day go by a lot better.
See, I do
Yeah,
wear briefs.
I don't think my wife's ever had an issue with me wearing boxers. Like she's the one who bought a bunch of especially the newer type that I wear. She was the one who found them. So like I don't think my wife's ever complained about boxers versus boxer briefs or like when after our last kid, we decided we were having no more kids. And after the procedure, you have to wear some support for a little while. So I got some boxer briefs from MeUndies. Obviously showed them to her and she was like, yeah, whatever. It was like, it didn't really change anything for her. So I just don't know. Maybe she doesn't care.
Yes, and I think that's why men need better, sexier underwear.
Because
I don't
they should
know
care.
that lace briefs.
They should
Yeah.
care.
I don't know that lace briefs would be the answer for my wife, but and until I show
She
them
would
to
just
her,
laugh you right out of the bedroom.
she might, yeah. Until I show them to her, I won't know.
So
For
what
sure.
you're saying are women are the issue.
I think women have low standards for what our appearance should be.
Do you provide and make her feel loved? I think
Until
that's
they
about the extent
until
of their
they have
concern.
well, I was gonna say they have low standards until it's high standards and they want you to wear a $450 suit.
Yeah.
There's no in between for them.
There is none, and that's my
Naked?
problem.
It's either naked or full suit. That's what they want.
That's my problem.
We solved it. Michael knows what
Well, why
women
don't-
want. He is Mel Gibson. I guess that's why he's married,
And-
actually.
and-
So he did figure it out to some degree. I'm the only one in here right
yeah.
now who's not married, actually. I realized that like 5 minutes ago. I was like, man, I'm
Yeah, bro,
outclassed.
tell us what your wife likes.
I can't. I'll just sit over here in my little corner.
Get you some lace underwear and tell me.
Yep,
if it
maybe that's
works
the
out.
move.
What if you get a Y from it?
Dude.
Next
It might be
form.
what you're missing, Brittle.
Right? Maybe
Next form underwear on the TikTok shop.
that's the
Next time you're
that's the
astral
secret.
projecting, try it.
I've got enough hair that I don't necessarily think I need any lace. It probably just get tangled, to be honest with you.
It just get all meshed into
Right?
the
Yeah.
hole.
So, man,
You
this
can't take it off. It's like
this
Velcro.
stuff pulls. Like, good gosh, yeah, it's a whole thing. So I think I'm good, but
That is one thing
maybe.
I was surprised with, but I think that's because we're men and we don't wear that and we're not used to it. Is I was thinking that the holes would be an issue, but they're really not because I'm not clean shaven down there, and I was thinking, oh, hair's gonna stick out everywhere, but it really doesn't. So I There was a lot I was surprised by it. That was kind of like, man, like this is one of those things that I could stand on a soapbox and be like, men, try these, but I know it's not going to be well received, and so I'm not going to waste my time because I don't care that much. But at the same time, it is one of those things that like I found a lot. Like I said, working out in them was fantastic. They're actually very comfortable. They're breezy. That I was like, man, like why is it that this one obscure company that only sells on TikTok Shop makes this? And it was like a very pleasant experience for me, that it wasn't like, oh, I feel weird doing this. Like it was more like, oh, I feel like I've been missing out. Like this sucks.
Yeah, I do wonder, like, how much of it is just a lack of availability, you know?
Right.
Because, like, for me, and I'm going to sound so, like, I don't know, elitist? I don't know. For years, the only boxers I would wear were silk boxers.
Ooh,
And they
never even
were
considered that.
phenomenal.
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
I agree that. Yeah.
So comfortable. The downside was they were $40 a pair.
Good
Right.
gosh, are you serious?
Yeah,
I've never looked into these. Didn't even know they were a
thing.
thing. So like, this is new to me. $40.
Yeah, they were expensive, but they did last a long time also, and they stayed looking nice for a long time. I mean, I wore them for years, and then I found MeUndies, which were, you know, a good bit cheaper. This is not a MeUndies ad. Maybe they should, but it's not. This isn't an ad. But I found them.
Talked a lot about MeUndies at this part.
Right.
We really have. I wish, you know, hey, sponsor us. But yeah, I found them and I liked that micromodal material. It felt very similar to silk, but was significantly cheaper. And so I've basically moved all over 100% to that. But I'm so particular. Like I don't like cotton underwear. Like that's what I first wore when I first discovered boxers in high school. That's what I would wear were cotton boxers. And then I don't remember if I bought them or if I, you know, one of those Christmas gift things, but I got a pair. I feel like I got a pair of the silk boxers maybe junior or senior year. You know, one of the things I didn't like, and there were times that I didn't wear boxers in high school, was when we were playing sports, but I wanted to. Like, I didn't really like boxer briefs under my sliders or whatever. But boxers, especially cotton boxers, bunched up too much. When I found those silk ones, they didn't move. They didn't bunch because it slid across the slider, you know, that you wear over the top of them. And so they wouldn't bunch up. And so that's, I think, part of when I really started to like wearing them, because I could wear them while I played sports also. And it was just more comfortable with a cup playing baseball or, you know, running around for an hour and a half in soccer or whatever. I just found it to be way more comfortable. And that's kind of when I went like all in on the silk boxers. And they're just way more comfortable. And they looked really nice. That's, I think, when I became a snob about what my underwear are.
Before we wrap, the only real interesting boxer story I have, and it's more just a funny one. Grace one year for Halloween got me a pair of boxers that had her face all over them. They were not very comfortable, and they were too small, but I do have those.
Nice. I've seen those pop up on like Facebook and whatnot, the different ads to be able to do that.
It's been years ago now, but I got a good laugh out of it for sure.
A development team I initially ran late models for before I moved over to running for the family team offered to make, because they had made in the past thongs with our number on the front. And I was like, I think I'll pass. I don't have that many fans. And I have I got engaged shortly after we started racing late models. So I had a very serious girlfriend at the time. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I think I'll pass. I don't need a whole bunch of women running around with a thong with my car number on it. So we're good.
I'm gonna buy my wife a bra with my face on it. I think that's gonna be my gift for her for our anniversary this year.
This is my gift to you.
Mm-hmm. The weird thing is going to be seeing my face when she has just a bra on, though.
That would be my problem. I don't want to look at me. I want to look at you. I don't want to look at me.
I've already reconsidered what I just said I was going to do.
Yeah, there's certain drawbacks to it for sure.
As you were. Roll it back.
Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Roundabout Podcast. This was episode 35. as always, please comment, like, subscribe, do all the things, hit the bell, give us money. You can find us obviously at Instagram and Facebook at Roundabout Pro. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, and Blue Sky, Roundabout Gaming. We also stream almost every Friday, and every now and then we sprinkle a Tuesday in there. You can see that at Roundabout Pro on Twitch, or once again, Roundabout Gaming at YouTube. Let us know your thoughts on the amount of condom uses at the Olympics. Do you think you could run it 17 times in one day? I bet you can't. Also, let us know if
I bet some of them are becoming balloon animals.
Honestly, that was my first thought. Like, they're just blowing these things up and doing weird stuff, like filling them with water and throwing them at each other. Like, I felt water balloon vibes from the start of this.
No, I'd pay somebody to make a balloon wiener dog out of one and just like have it on my bedstand.
Yeah. I wonder if like the Olympic rings are like in the condom itself.
That's a great question.
Like, if that's part of the design, like it's not ribbed for her pleasure, it's Olympic rings for yours.
For your arrogance.
Yeah. Let us know what your thoughts on the Florida games were. Did you attend the Florida games? Do you know what the Florida games are? You should have listened to our last podcast where we talked about it. And then let me know your thoughts on the American underwear fashion world and why men are being oppressed.
Epidemic, if you will.
It's terrible. It's bad. We need to write our congressmen and say this needs to be changed immediately.
And send them a free pair so they'll be incentivized to do it.
Ooh, no, I'm not sending a congressman underwear. Won't do it. I'll be on a list. Anyways,
You're probably already on the list for even talking about it.
that's fine. Been on that. According to my Google search history, I'm on that list from months ago. But anyways, thank y'all for listening. We will be right back here next Monday for yet another semi-amazing podcast. Thank you and have a lovely day.
We hope we're your favorite mediocre podcast, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.